which in Hindus we call it as Brahman, and numerous ways of approach. So not one. If I am a mathematician who teaches you calculus, I understood in a way and I practice in a way and I tell you the same thing. But another mathematician comes and teach you the same topic, same part of it, but he can use a different method. So now you have two methods. Now you as a person who have learned from two different masters, you combine them, you use a different method. So are you going to call them God? It's only a character difference, it's a methodology difference. Religion, spirituality doesn't alone depend on these rituals or the methodology. But what is the purpose? That's the most important thing. That's why I say guna is very important. The character is most important in the Hinduism. But if the character, the intellectual of this so-called human being is not higher, then they will have a lower kind of behaviors. That's why you see the different thing. So therefore, when we have different conceiving concept and also approaching concept, then that one's own way is the only way is thus wrong and harmful. So therefore, never myself declare as a mathematician, you must do this way, otherwise it's wrong. Or the other lecturer comes in, he teaches his own way, if you don't follow this way, then you are wrong. No. As long as the reality is understood and clearly is emphasized and properly put it in, then it has to be accepted. So never declare one's way alone is the way. In whatever the way they, human beings, Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 verse 11 says, in whatever way the human beings love me, the God, the Bhagavan says in that context, in the same way they find my love. If one feel that the doctor, like the example that I mentioned to you earlier, the doctor is the God at that moment because the child is everything for the mother, then for the mother, the doctor is the God. For a person who undergoes poverty, doesn't have food at that moment, even a cat come and throw, a crow come and throw a bread, that crow can become the God at that moment for that person. Because it has cleared the thing. But is that the final version of the God? No. The version of God doesn't come from problems that we are craving at. No. But more than that. But at this moment, Bhagavan says, at this moment, if you think that I am there, because my intelligence and my understanding comes that level, so I will bless them at that way. But they has to go beyond that. So that's why they say, various are the ways for them, but in the end, they all come to me. So in whichever the way truly they understand me, but they behave with the truth of Dharma, they will come back to me in that form. In that way, they will approach to me, if the sincerity and truth is there. But that's not the end, because there is more learning to be done. What are the learnings? God is the source of goodness and the truth. God himself, which we understand at this moment, is the source. So I cannot say, this is what the God is. No. And it's the truth itself. Man's goal in life to seek union with him, or the moksha, which in Buddhism we call nirvana. So the aim of any Hindus in general is, what's the purpose of the birth? It is the moksha that they got to go through. Nothing else. So he lives in the same thought, same behavior, same world that he is living at, with the different ideology. But the Hindu's purpose is supposed to be the moksha. But he loves everything. This union can be sought in many ways, all requiring sincerity of purpose. The purpose should be sincerely approached. And self-sacrifice and discipline has to be maintained. Otherwise, there is no difference between myself and, like what uncle says, the dog. So there should be some sincerity in it. How am I going to approach? There are 4 marks